Okay, cassava tortilla shells. We have the cassava flour, some oregano, some olive oil, some coconut oil, a large mixing bowl, and a optional tortilla press. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. It's a really nice thing to have for this recipe. We're going to go ahead and get this pan preheated ahead of time because you want to be on a good medium to medium high heat for this recipe. And it's a good idea to use a non-stick pan for this. So in goes the flour, in goes the oregano. I'm going to do about a half a teaspoon. You don't need to do this, it gives it a little bit more of a zesty flavor though. 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. And this next ingredient, the coconut oil, is the secret ingredient in this recipe that makes it so awesome. Go ahead and do a pretty good sized teaspoon of this. You're giving yourself some good, heart healthy fat, and you're also adding an elasticity and a softness to this recipe that you wouldn't get otherwise. Add about a 1/3 cup of lukewarm water and start to combine. Now, if you're watching your sodium, this isn't necessary, but I like to add about a half a teaspoon of salt. Start kneading this right in the bowl, just like you would bread flour. It's all about the consistency. You're probably going to have to add a little bit more water at a certain point. You want this to turn out sort of like Play-Doh. When you're able to pick up the smaller pieces of dough that have fallen off with your main piece of dough, that's a good indication that your consistency is getting where it needs to be. This recipe, which by the way is going to be in the description, will give you about 5 normal sized tortillas. Break them off into golf ball sized pieces, and you can take them in your hand and pancake them a little bit to begin with. That last little step before putting them in the tortilla press is going to make the finished product come out nice and perfectly round. Now, the tortilla press. You don't need this for this recipe. You can do it with a rolling pin with the dough in between parchment paper, but in our situation, and I'm assuming maybe your situation since you're watching this video, if you're going to be making these on a somewhat regular basis for someone who's on a restriction diet, do yourself a favor and buy this thing. It's going to make your life a lot easier. It's going to save you a lot of time in the long run, and look at the beautiful results. You definitely will not get this with a rolling pin. Into the heated pan it goes, and let's let that sit for a couple of minutes. I will warn you that the first one always comes out on the light side. You're going to have to cook that a little bit longer. Here goes shell number 2. And what we're going to be looking for as this pan is good and hot is these bubbles that are going to form. I'm trying to get the camera down so you can see those bubbles. Now watch this. Look at that nice golden brown. And this is how they should come out. As you're cooking though, you have to be careful because the longer you have that pan on, the warmer things are going to get, and the sooner you're going to have to flip it. The nice part about it is though, with this non-stick pan, you can flip it over as many times as you want and get it done as much as you want. Again, here with number 3, and the bubbles are forming. Let's give it a little bit longer, and it looks just about ready. Time to flip it, and let's see what we have. Another winner. If you're currently on a grain-free or a restriction diet, I know how discouraging it could be. These will hopefully be something to look forward to, and don't let them intimidate you. These are really easy to make. Once you do it a couple times, you'll be a pro, trust me. And again, that secret ingredient is that coconut oil that's going to make these turn out so soft and flexible. So here is our finished product. Nice, round, and golden brown. There's the tortilla press that made that possible. I'll put a link in the description. I really hope you give this a shot. I hope it turns out awesome for you. Here's another idea. You could use these for a breakfast food. My wife really enjoys this. It has my homemade nut butter on it, some cinnamon, and some blueberries. Just a little bit of honey on top of that, and that's a perfect breakfast food to eat warm in the morning. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. There'll be more to come.